Well, it'd help if I turn on my microphone. Hello, everybody.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can't hear you, although you're doing a great Marcel Marceau impersonation.
Hello, everybody.
There.
Hey, everybody. Welcome. Letting everybody load in here. Oh, geez, man. Right before we decided to go live, I was looking at these new features, and I ended up clicking this thing is set a goal. I'm like, I don't even know what it is, and all of a sudden it is set a goal, and we pretty much hit that goal before we even went live.
Yeah, it's funny. And, you and I always joke about the fact that we're kind of slow to some of this stuff because we're new to it in a way. Our kids blow through this stuff. They know exactly what's going on. The two of us takes a little longer to figure it out. But sometimes, Jay, when you click buttons, these things happen. I mean, it's just the way it works.
I'm always pushing buttons. Always
pushing.
Welcome, everybody. Everybody's loading in. It's good to see everybody popping in. So what's been going on, man? How are you?
I'm great. Anxious to get back on the road. You and I talk about that all the time, get out and do some more investigations, but we have several lined up that we're working on, getting ready to premiere over the course of the next few weeks. There's some good ones coming up, in fact.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff we were really excited about.
Now, up until like 2 days ago, we were going to air the Sterling Mine tour, and we chose to hold off because here's the thing. Next week, if we aired the mine tonight, the tour, next week would have been the investigation. But the problem is a lot of people are traveling on it would have been the 23rd. So we didn't want to lose it because a lot of people wouldn't be home. A lot of people would be traveling and not everybody get a chance to enjoy it. So we're trying to hold off one extra week.
Yeah, and the way we've done the investigations as far as releasing them on YouTube is we've done the tour on a Monday night, then we do an interview during the week sometime, and then the following Monday we do the actual investigation. And had we done that, the investigation would have played on the night before Christmas Eve. People are, with families, they're traveling to see families, whatever. We didn't want people to think they had to stop everything they were doing to watch this one. And it's a really good one. The Sterling Mine was a great investigation. We did some cool stuff there.
Yeah.
We really did.
Yep.
So we didn't want it to be interruptive of people's holidays plans, and we certainly didn't want people to miss it. So we decided to kind of push it back so that didn't happen.
Seeing everybody showing up. Hello, Regina, good friend of mine, Taps family. And thank you, Jen, to our chat moderator. Jen is awesome. And
she's great.
Well as the other moderators. So everybody's popping in. It's good to see you all. So
yeah, I'm trying to say hello to people here in the chat too. I can't type very well and talk at the same time. It's like chewing gum and walking. I can't do that either.
You can't chew gum and walk? You chew gum and walk? I mean, I would think you could, but.
All right, I can probably, but just to make the point.
The Netherlands showing up. And thank you guys for all the super chats. We appreciate that. Thank you, Cracklin, for your $9.99. Diana Thill for your $5. Sydney Willis for your $5. Kerry for your $20. Thank you. Super chat. Tumble Me Troops, $2. And Stephanie, of course, you're a sweetheart, $10. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks everybody for that. That helps us, as we get ready to get out.
Yeah, not quite sure.
That helps a lot, so appreciate it.
Oh, you totally froze up there.
Did I?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, you're back. So
do you realize? No, hold on. Do you realize it's going to be 9 degrees for a high here on Sunday? Do you realize? I mean, talk about freezing up
on Sunday.
On Sunday, it's going to be 50 on Wednesday, and it's going to be 9 degrees on Sunday.
It's going to be 53 here tomorrow. On Sunday, we're going to be a nice brisk 13.
So you're going to get cold. It's too cold. I mean, you and I have been talking about going south for a long time.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jason, for the $2 super chat. Greatly appreciate it. So what the hell has been going on with this New Jersey drones?
This is weird, isn't it? I don't know whether I mean, every time I log into social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, whatever, there's new video, and I don't believe 90% of it's real. I just believe it's all crap that people are trying to get clicks with. However, there is something happening, and the government seems oddly disinterested. It seems to me, Jay, and you fly drones, you know this. If you've got a swarm of drones flying around, the FAA wants to know what the hell's going on, and they want to know every single detail. So either they already do, or well, I can't imagine there's any other their alternative to that. They know, and either they're afraid to tell us or it's their project. One of the two.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the government doing something and just not telling the people, because, I mean, God forbid the government tells the people who pay the taxes what's going on. But we won't even get into that stuff. But yes, so kind of crazy.
Yeah. So Brian in our chat says, I'm in New Jersey. It's worse than you think. Explain that to us.
Wait, hang on. Is that because he's in New Jersey, or is that because of the drones?
Because of the drones, right? Which one?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Thank you so much, SD Lynn. You're such a sweetheart.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. We're going to be able to get that thermal video camera sooner than later. This keeps up.
Yeah, eventually, right? So,
yeah, I mean, if I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to change topics, and I shouldn't yet. So continue with the drone stuff. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I fly drones. We've opened up a can of worms at one point, just flying our drones at Niagara Falls, and we crossed into Canadian airspace. Remember that?
Geez.
Yeah. So, that they don't appreciate that. So, and then
they
going
scramble
back,
fighter jet.
Yeah, and that's when you're throwing your stuff in your car and taking off out of there like you just robbed a bank. But yeah. So but they're saying some of these drones are the size of cars.
The ones that are being seen in New Jersey are?
Yeah. So don't get me wrong. I've flown octocopter, so you've got eight systems on it. So I mean, it can be huge, and they usually they can last up to about a half hour battery wise. But it's just, I don't know, man. Those things seem huge. The ones that they're flying out there.
Well, I've seen some of the videos, and again, I don't know what to believe. I think 90%, probably 95% is all hoax stuff just to get clicks. But some of the stuff they're showing, it's like these weird movements, these like spirally things, all this weird stuff. And it doesn't look like traditional drones to me.
But then again, are we talking about drones? Because like on my drones, when I'm sending them up a certain height, I try to make sure I put, besides the lights they have on them, I put these on. So it's, so it really gets super bright. And it can be seen. It can be seen for up to 3 miles.
Right.
So, but sorry, probably making people swallow their tongues right now. but yeah, so sometimes you can't really tell the size when they're up there.
Yeah. Well, it can be deceiving because distances, you just can't judge. But just a couple quick thank yous. Till death do us part. Thank you so much for the super chat. New Jersey Paranormal, good friends of ours, and you're going to get a chance to see John and Chris in the tour video, right? In the 360 video?
Yes.
Is that right?
So now I wanted to get John involved. So I made sure that I gave John the 360 cam and told him to walk through. And the first day, he really screwed it up horribly. Well, so it was all his fault. It was all his fault.
Of course it was his fault, but let's back it up just a second here, because you and I were like, what would really be great is to let somebody do the 360 who knows everything about the place, and we don't have to hear it all and be tainted by it.
Yeah. And that's why I said, John, Chris, you guys mind doing this? And I sent it through. I didn't realize I had put it on hyperlapse. So John spent 45 minutes walking through the mine with Chris and came back, and he had a 42-second video that was just him whipping through the mine. I was like, oh, man, how'd it go? He goes, it went good. I said, well, good, because you're going to have to do it again tomorrow.
That was practice.
Yes. So, but no, we came back, and we came back the next day because we were there on and off for 3 days. And then they went and they did a great 360 tour and a regular tour. So that'll be being posted next Monday.
And great.
Go ahead.
Great hosts. I mean, I just want to thank both John and Chris, and I think it was Bill as the general manager of the mine facility. We got a chance to meet and just chat with him for a few minutes. Just great people. And thank you so much for being such great hosts. We had a great time, and the investigation is going to be awesome.
Oh, and Carrie Fervert, thank you so much. I supported Satori and Handmade by Hawes. So it's only, you're a sweetheart. Thank you so much. And anybody who doesn't know, I mean, Satori has this Etsy site, and there's jewelry that the wife makes, and they put it on. It's beautiful stuff. It really is. I mean, it sells so fast.
I think they're outperforming you in what we're doing. They're like going nuts.
That's not saying much, though. Outperforming.
That's true.
I think the last thing I put online to sell was I received wood from. Well, I received a cut down tree from. I always got wood, Jim. Yeah. So, um, I received. Remember that tree I got that was given to me by the guy who had removed it from the cemetery because the
Yeah.
tree,
Hmm.
all the roots had accessed all the coffins, so they had to
Hmm.
cut down this tree. Well, I took part of the tree and I created a box out of it and I put it on eBay. And it was just for like 24 hours because all the money was going to go to cure kids cancer. And I had to stop it. Well, yeah, because I had to stop it like 12 hours into it because I was just like, this is insane because it had already made it up to like 12, $1,300. And
Wow.
I was like, oh my gosh. But a very sweet lady, Carrie, ended up buying it. And, they still have it to this day. So, but
Nice.
it was
Nice.
nice because it was a way to raise money for cure kids cancer. Anytime I did Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, all the money went to Hasbro Children's Hospital and cure kids cancer. So,
Right.
but, oh my gosh.
Sharon,
Thank you
Sharon,
so
thank. I'm
much.
sorry. Go ahead.
Cindy, thank you so much. 49.99 super chat.
Oh
You're a
wow.
sweetheart. You guys are awesome.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yes. Thank you, Cindy. And I also wanted to thank Sharon. Sharon is in Australia. We always get the Australian dollar uh, super chats, which is fun. Thank
Yeah.
you for the Merry Christmas wish. Thank
Sharon's with us all the time. Every live we do,
you. Yeah.
every
Yeah.
video. So thank you so much, hon.
Yeah.
But this week we're going to have the video from Sherry and Mandy. I believe it's going to air on Thursday, right? I believe it was planned. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So this is interesting because again, Jason and I spend a lot of time in the car or his truck or whatever we're doing, and we're chatting about ways we can improve what we're doing and try to offer more content. And one of the things we thought was, it'd be really cool. We go to these places and we have really it'd be kind of neat to see what other investigators experience in the places that we've had experiences and how they approach some of this stuff. So that was kind of the brainchild genesis of how all this was kind of came about. And then we'll feature it on the channel here and let people to see how other investigators, seasoned, experienced investigators in many cases, do the same places that we do.
well, it was nice because Sherry and Mandy checked out Bolton Mansion after we had investigated. We had investigated with Kalani, and then you and I went and investigated on our own. And then they went and investigated. And it's nice because we're able to, you get the guy's perspective of us going and investigating, and then you get the female perspective where they're going in, they're softer, more, and a lot of times things are more prone to connect with a female than they are a male. So I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, if I looked at Jimmy and there's a female sitting next to him, I prefer to talk to the female than Jimmy any day of the week. So let's be honest.
That's not what you said the other day, Jay, but okay.
You were dressed as a female, though. It was slightly different. So, anyways, but all right. Thank you, Bitter Troll, for your $5 super chat. So, all right. So we got their video that's going to be coming out this week that they put together. So look forward to that. Now, any of you, I don't know how many of you followed us when we used to do Beyond Reality Radio. Now, we did nationally syndicated radio. We're on like 108 channels. And it's funny because we started this radio show. I had pulled the show from Sci-Fi because I didn't want to be with them anymore. So I said I was going to retire. And then I realized all my friends still had jobs, so I can't really retire. So, oh my gosh. Thank you, Robert. $49.99 super chat. You guys are phenomenal. Greatly appreciate it. Anyways, getting back to what I was saying. So we started messing around online and we shut down like 3 different platforms that couldn't handle the amount of listeners we had. I mean, we were shutting down platforms. We had 10,000 people tuning in on our radio show.
Yeah, that was in the early days of being able to live stream, and it wasn't video, it was just audio. It was like a live podcast, and it was in the very early days of that. It was only a few years ago, but it was still the early days of it.
And it was a few years before COVID. And what was crazy was when COVID happened, I had friends who were radio DJs at some of the top stations reaching out to me being like, hey, how'd you guys do this? The whole setup. I mean, Jimmy, we were before our time. We really were. So we had the whole thing set up, but we were doing it just as a hobby. And then Entercom came and contacted us and wanting to nationally syndicate us. So we talked about it. We're like, all right, let's see what happens. So we became the first show ever syndicated by Entercom, right? And then Westwood One came. So we started off, we had like 10 channels that we were on. And then Westwood One came, and next thing you know, we were on 108 channels across the U.S. and into Canada. And it was 5 days a week, 4 days a week we were live, and one day we'd play the best of. But we wanted to test the waters, so we started putting really questionable content, comedy skits out there. We wanted to see if we were going to get banned.
How far we could push it.
Yeah, I mean, we pushed it. So we made some really, at one point we created a false company called Crapco. It created Crapco products. We had a psychic on by the name of Fakey. He went by Fakey, but it was pronounced as Fakey, not Fakey, the psychic. He's still out there too. He still has a Facebook page. We created some stupid songs that we put out there. I mean, we did a lot of stupid crap.
We did, and we had so much fun doing it, and people seemed to like it. We got a lot of people wanting to hear more of it. So we created a lot of it. And I don't know if that's why we ended up not doing it anymore. It eventually caught up to us.
Well, I don't,
But-
eventually it was just, I decided I was going to go back to TV and stuff like that. So, and we just didn't keep it going. But you've still got some of those Crapco commercials, right?
I do. I saved it all, Jay, because it's so funny. And you and I will, when we think about it, we just break out in laughter when we talk about it. So yeah, I've got them.
All right. So we're going to play. We created this fake company called Crapco. It was Crapco Products, Crapco. And initially we had planned to make YouTube videos for these products, and we never did, but we still got to. What one do you have lined up?
I've got the Crapco home embalming kit ready to go.
Okay, so that's a good one. So we're going to play one of our radio commercials that we used to. Yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing was, Jim, and you'll remember this, we used to have advertisers wanting to contact us and have their ads in certain places. We'd be like, we can't. We got a Crapco commercial coming up. And they're like, what do you, Crapco? What are they? Well, no, and we weren't making any money off of Crapco. We were just putting it out there. So this is one of the commercials that we had created.
Are you tired of the costly charges of embalming a loved one?
Does the hassle of meeting with the mortician interfere with your play on the back nine?
Have you ever thought there's gotta be a cheaper way?
Crapco presents
Save money and do it on your own time with the Crapco Home Embalming Kit.
Crapco Home Embalming Kit.
The Crapco Home Embalming Kit consists of all the key instruments needed to start embalming at home today. The hydroaspirator,
nasal aspirator,
cavity chemical injector,
operating scissors,
super drain tube,
suture needle set,
and more.
The Crapco Home Embalming Kit.
Don't let Aunt Ethel's passing make you pass up a trip to the mall.
Why let Uncle Dave's stroke interfere with your backstroke?
Use the Crapco Home Embalming Kit to start a small business for the wife. And what better way to show that lover you care than to embalm them yourself with the Crapco Home Embalming Kit?
Our goal at Crapco is to save you money.
The Crapco Home Embalming Kit.
It may not be right.
It may not be ethical.
Hell, it may not even be legal. But with the Crapco Home Embalming Kit,
You'll save on the way to the grave.
Crapco, helping out the living so you can afford to die.
Crapco highly recommends that you clean all home embalming kit tools before using them for cooking.
Okay. All right. So that was one of the first ones we put out there, testing the waters, trying to see how many channels would remove us. And the crazy thing was, Jim, channels added us after we started doing that. I think Jim has passed. So remember that?
Yeah, no, they did. And I think that, people thought, really, comedy during a paranormal discussion program? Is that really it? It just was a great way to kind of relieve the tension. We'd be talking about some serious topics, and then all of a sudden one of these things would play. We'd be laughing.
Oh my God, we would too. We'd be honestly talking about serious things, and then all of a sudden we'd throw in the Crapco home surgery kit. You got that one?
Yeah, let me get it.
All right, hang on. So we created this Crapco home surgery kit, so you didn't have to go to the doctors and have surgery done there. You could actually perform it at home. Again, these are stupid. I mean, we created some of the dumbest. I mean, at one point we created one about putting sweepers on your dog's feet and having them slide to the house. So,
Pet sweeper.
all right, here we go. The home surgery kit.
Well, Mr. Butts, that was a close call. You're recovering nicely, but good thing you got here for that emergency surgery when you did. Yeah, I feel great now. Oh, and here's the bill for what the insurance didn't cover. What? Well, there goes another one. Call it, nurse. I've got lunch in 10 minutes.
Crapco presents
Has this ever happened to you? Go to the hospital for a little surgery only to be stricken by huge bilitis? Well, not anymore with the Crapco Home Surgery Kit.
I was having a little pain in my side, and the doctor wanted $200 to look at me. A couple of minutes later on the internet, I was pretty sure it was my appendix. The wife grabbed the Crapco Home Surgery Kit we got for Christmas, and 20 minutes later, we were on our way to dinner at the Olive Garden.
And cleanup was a snap. Well, except the vomit.
Thanks, Crapco.
I got an estimate of $3,700 for a circumcision. I was able to do it myself in the comforts of my own bed with Crapco's Home Surgery Kit. After a couple minor infections, I was up moving around like a rabbi walking by a mosque at night. And my wife, she was real happy. Thanks, Crapco.
With the Crapco Home Surgery Kit, you can perform most household surgeries in minutes and order the special add-on packs for even more cost savings, like the Cardiacorama, the Orthopalooza, the Bariatric Bonanza, and don't forget the Home Augmentation Arsenal. Hey, baby, you're looking hot.
Yeah, but I wish these were bigger.
No problem. Come over to my place. I've got the Crapco Home Surgery Kit with the Augmentation Arsenal. Can you say memories and margaritas? Thanks, Crapco. The Crapco Home Surgery Kit normally retails for $99.95, but order today and you'll receive the Home Surgery Kit, the Orthopalooza add-on, and the decorative Crapco catheter curio cabinet, all for $19.95.
The Crapco Home Surgery Kit is not recommended for all surgeries and in some cases may negate your life insurance or your life. Read your policies for details. Some side effects include removing the wrong organs, scarring, and not living. So order yours today.
You know, I've forgotten how somewhat off color some of these are.
Really? Okay, so we apologize if we've offended anybody, but that is the stupid stuff that we would put on live air and test the waters to see who is going to ban us, who is going to end their contract with us. And crazy that it just, what?
I was just saying the next day, or even like once the show ended, we'd be sitting there watching, see if our phones would ring or if we'd get a text from what was her name, Liana, right?
Yeah, Liana, yeah.
The vice president at Entercom.
Yeah, I remember getting the one. I remember getting the one, just being like, "What the hell is this Crapco company?" Remember that? I was like, you know, you didn't want to admit that.
Yeah, they thought we were selling ads or something on the side.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, oh man, it was so much fun.
It was so much fun.
Just like I said, just testing the waters. It was crazy, but
it's funny because we would spend a good chunk of every day like working on our comedy stuff. Because not only did we do the Crapco commercials, but we had a bunch of guests, including Faki and these other people that would join us, and it was all tongue-in-cheek stuff that we would feature on the program. And we spent a lot of time working on that stuff, and we had a good time doing it. We had a lot of fun doing it.
We did, honestly. Yeah, it took up a lot of time, surprisingly. And then we'd be live. What was it? 11 o'clock at night till like
midnight to 2 a.m.
Midnight to 2. So yeah, but at one point it went later though. I thought
no, they wanted us to, and we wouldn't do it. Remember?
Oh yeah,
we were talking about it.
Yeah, they wanted us to go head to head against Coast to Coast.
Nori, yeah.
I don't know. That would have been weird. All right, so let's see. We got some questions out there, Jim.
Before you get to the questions, I don't know if these have scrolled past. I just want to say thank you to Jay Lawler, who says, I've always been a supporter since the beginning of Ghost Hunters. Keep doing what you do, and thanks for always keeping it real and showing your integrity. Thank you, Jay, for the super chat. Also, Jay Dell with a super chat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
There's a bunch other here. Do you want to go through these, or do you have them there?
Channeling the Heart, Barbara Joyce. Thank you for the $5 super chat. She says, will Satori and Cody still be able to do a display in another location of haunted objects that were in the Lost Bar? Yes. So Satori and Cody do plan to still put together some sort of a building for their haunted museum. That's their goal. Of course, they're a little behind now because we all know what happened with the barn and the individual who was supposed to give them back what was lost, but on audio and everything else said they would, but we won't even get into that. I know that person had court today. Her and
which appearance was it?
Today was due to the running the business without a license, where they got cited. Her general manager, Sage, I believe her name was, and Jacqueline both got cited. I think Jacqueline got cited twice. So, but now I know the place is pretty much closed down from what I see. So,
man, it's such a tragic story, the whole thing. And it's tragic for the people who have invested to go there and experience the Conjuring House. And it's tragic.
That's the
self-destruct.
A lot of people have been posting, Jim, that they've shown up and they're not allowed in, of course, and they're told that they can't come in, and they can't even get refunds. So
That's it's crazy and it's sad. I just want to say something else. We got a whole bunch of people watching on Facebook. Great to see you there. But what you really should do at some point is jump over to the YouTube channel, at least subscribe to the channel there so that you can make sure that you're notified if you hit the notification icon when we put up our investigations for premieres. Otherwise, you might not be in on the loop when we do the premieres, because Jason and I are in chat during the premiere so we can talk about what the evidence is and that kind of thing. So if you're on Facebook, thank you for being there. You might want to hop over to YouTube at some point and just follow us over there.
And just so you know, when you go to YouTube, I know some people say that it looks like it costs you money. It doesn't. It's free. Now, you can become a member. We don't push it. Of course, and becoming a member helps us out with travel and the expenses of going off to investigate. But everything's free, 100%. So feel free to head over there, like the page, subscribe. It's free. You can watch all the videos. It's free. So, okay.
And you don't need YouTube TV to enjoy it. It's just on regular old free YouTube.
You can watch it on your phone, your iPad, your television, whatever the hell you want to watch it on.
Yep. Bitter Troll, thank you for the $5 super chat. Love your streams and adventures. Thank you. We love doing them. Did you get Chris Cummings, our boy Chris, thermal gear donation? Thank you, because we do need that. Let's talk about that for a second. We had a premiere. Was it last week we did the premiere of Emory Estates? Was
Yes.
that last a week ago tonight? That was a great investigation. We had one of the most insane experiences that we've ever had, at least doing these videos, where we caught a thermal image on a bed. We walked in the room. You saw it right away because you had it's a still thermal imager. It's not a video camera. It's just a still thermal. So you could do screenshots, but that's it. But you saw it. We did a whole bunch of experiments to try to debunk it or try to explain it. We couldn't. It was really, really cool. We really wished at that point we had a thermal camera that took video. We just don't have one.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have some of the smaller low res ones that, you
Right.
can your phone and stuff. Actually, my executive producer, Eddie Roeder, just sent me another one that connects to the phone, and those are great. But, the problem, they are low res, so it's questionable. But the crazy thing about that thermal was it was just you and me in the house. And then after, I laid down on the bed and got up just to see the difference. And you could tell, first off, total different build, total different size, total different heat signature.
Massively bright, as opposed the one that we were looking at was not nearly that bright. It looks like it was much more subdued. When you were on the bed, the minute you got off, that thing was like glowing, like it was on fire. It was so hot.
Well, that's because I'm hot. So,
well, you are, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Especially when I lay down on beds, make it even hotter.
Oh my God.
All right. So Denise Brooks, hey Jay, what do you think of Bobby Mackey being torn down? So here's the thing with Bobby Mackey. So when I went and investigated there, I believe I was the second show, which was weird because usually we're always the first show to go and investigate a location. And I've never really watched that show, but I watched part of that show because I wanted to see the information of what was being said for the history of it. And none of it was accurate. I mean, there wasn't a head found in a well. There wasn't any of that. The body was found down the road in the orchard. And so Bobby Mackey's was a really interesting place. I had Maddie, my dog, with me. We caught some cool sounds, some voices. It wasn't mind-blowing. Now that it's torn down, of course, I would love to get some of the pieces of wood. Actually, Satori and Chris were talking about that. They wanted, because they make the jewelry, they wanted to get some of the wood and put it in epoxy for like necklaces and rings and things like that. I'd love to get some of that as well. But
that would be cool.
Yeah, it was definitely, I think it definitely needed to be torn down. It wasn't in that great a shape.
Yeah, I remember that too. Sorry, I'm trying to tag somebody and it's not coming up and I can't concentrate and do that. So I remember that not being in great shape too. And, it's a shame anytime we lose one of these places though, because They've been such a part of the paranormal community for, the last dozen years or so. And that's one of the reasons that we go out and we actually feature places, especially places that have historical significance, because in a lot of ways and a lot of times, the only way they can survive is if other people will see a video that we did, and then we'll go there and support it by, booking an investigation or just doing one of their tours or whatever. That's the only way these places will stay standing, is if they can generate enough income to be self-sufficient. So that's one of the most important things I think that the paranormal community has done for historic places, is that it's brought that revenue stream in and it helps these places exist.
Absolutely. And seasonal homes, you asked it, will it still be haunted if they build a new building? If it's an intelligent haunt, it can go anywhere it wants. It can stay there. It can move on. It can go somewhere else. If it's a residual haunt, then it's usually attached to something that's part of the property. So if all that stuff is removed, then that wouldn't be there. So, Celine, thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. I've always loved how true you are to yourself. Always stay true. Always stay true with love. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's always been about keeping it real and being honest. I mean, we're not in it to blow things out of proportion. I was never in it for my show to do that. I mean, geez, I wrote 6 books. 3 or 4 had been New York Times bestsellers. And out of those books, I was asked numerous times and Jim, you know this, from production companies, they wanted to option the books. And I thought about it, but the problem was, if they optioned the books, they could have taken any of the stories and blown them so out of proportion for a movie, kind of like they did with The Conjuring and some other stuff. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that changed. I wanted it to stay real, because it's never been about the money. It's never been about that stuff. It's been about just keeping it real for us. So thank you so much.
Yeah. I don't know. The chat is going by so fast here. I'm having such trouble keeping it up. And I know we have it on, I think, subscriber only, which is meant to slow it down a little bit for us. But I'm having trouble keeping up. So if I've missed your messages, I know a lot of people are making comments about some of the things we've been talking about. I apologize. I'm trying to scroll back and see it all, but it's almost impossible. It goes so fast.
All right. So let's see. Janet Rowe, watching from haunted historical Savannah, Georgia. I love Savannah. Such an incredible place.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is beautiful. Did I just see there was a place? What's that?
Oh, Elise said she loves my books. So thank you.
I just saw something. Were you telling me? I wish my memory worked. Somebody was talking about a haunted location in Savannah that's for sale. That when I heard the price, I'm like, really? That's it? Because Savannah's so beautiful.
Yeah, but it's because you're so used to prices up here, which is outrageous.
That's probably it. Yeah.
You buy a 2-bedroom house up here, it runs you $400,000, which is insane. So
yeah. 400 if you're lucky anymore. It's crazy.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So Jen's asking, do we want her to slow down chat?
I don't know what the practical effects of slowing it down. Does it mean that people don't see their messages for a long time? Because if that's the case, I'll just try to catch up, Jen.
Yeah, some people say it's perfect speed, so don't sweat it. But thank you so much, Jen. Jen runs the chat. She is awesome at it.
Yeah, she's all over it, making sure that you are all behaving.
Yes. All right.
It's mostly making sure we're behaving.
Yeah, she's constantly yelling at me. So yeah. Taryn says, you both have always kept it real. It's why I love you guys, respect you, and have been so. Oh, you're a sweetheart, Taryn. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're looking. Is that Facebook?
Yeah, I'm posting them on the screen.
Oh, nice. Well, I can't see. That doesn't show up on mine because I've got a bar on the bottom that has all my commands on it or something, so I don't see the bottom of the screen.
Julie says, Jason has written books. Yes, I have written a total of, I think, 6 books. A couple I wrote with Jane Stein, which is R.L. Stein from Goosebumps, his wife. And those were tween novels, and then we had written some other books as well. So how are Steve and doing? They're doing great. I talk with Steve and Dave all the time. Dave just moved to Florida. Perfect timing because he got hit by like multiple hurricanes. Steve's been out on the road pushing his book. And yeah, but everybody's doing good.
So Scooter, Doug in chat, Doug E, says, Jason and JV, do you remember the bedroom where the spirit of a woman would supposedly make love to you if you laid on her bed? I don't remember where that was. Jay, do you remember that?
What does she look like? Make love to you when you lay on the bed? No.
I don't remember this.
No. And then you got to wonder, I mean, is it a woman? Because you have the incubus, your succubus, which are known as sexual predators, but those are inhuman type spirits.
Yeah, I don't remember, Scooter.
Thank you, Judy. Love your books, Jason. Actually, I'm working on another one right now. So putting that
it's called The Adventures of Jason and JV, subtitled The Shenanigans of Ghost Hunting.
Well, it's The Adventures of Jason and JV, but JV's whole section is just crunching sounds as he's walking through quiet areas.
Bumping into things.
It's 3 sections of just
it's funny. Crunch. I go through and I look at the comments on the videos and stuff like that. And you remember the Emery Estates video, if you watched it, you'll know that when we were on the 3rd floor, the floor was so loud. It made so much noise when you walked across the floor because they had some water roof leaks up there, so water damage, which created a lot of soft spots in the floor. And somebody said, video would be great if JV didn't make so much noise walking. I said, listen, I'll take the heat. I don't care. But it wasn't just me on that floor. That was a loud floor.
Sherry, question. Jason and JV, do you think that loved ones who are no longer alive are with other loved ones during the holidays? My mother, 30th, 2024, and hence my question. First off, we're very sorry for your loss. And I do believe that others are waiting for us on the other side, whether it's what we believe some perceive as heaven or something else. But yeah, I do believe so.
Tindra wants to know if she can have a complimentary home embalming kit. I will say, Tindra, they're still in beta testing right now. So when the product is finished, we'll do some kind of promotion with them.
What other ones do you have set up?
Let's see. I've got.
Wait, do you have that one that your home fertilizer kit?
Yes, I do. The turtleizer.
Okay. All right. So, Jim, let's play that one. All right. So, for all you gardeners out there, we created one that you could grow your own stuff in your house. So,
thanks for help.
Sorry, hold on.
Thanks for helping in the garden, baby.
No problem. I gotta go again.
Again? Hey, wait a minute.
Crapco presents.
It's the Crapco Turtleizer.
The Crapco Turtleizer.
Make your duty do its duty with the Crapco Turtleizer. Turn regular household human waste into fertilizer for your lawn or garden.
We all do it, so we may as well get some benefit from it.
My tomato plant's never been more juicy. Thanks, Turtleizer.
And finally, my cucumbers are bigger and firmer than ever. I can't thank you enough, Turtleizer. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
And it's 100% natural.
And the Crapco Turtleizer works great with houseplants, too.
Don't my begonias look beautiful?
Yeah, I've never seen them flower like that before. But what's that smell? The Crapco Turtleizer comes with all the things you need to make your morning chore into a whole lot more. Like a hardy, stain-resistant net.
A supply of Turtleizer reusable storage bags.
A copy of People magazine.
And an Ocean Breeze air freshener.
The Crapco Turtleizer.
Use it as a school project.
Have the neighbors over for a Turtleizer party.
Bring it to Grandma's for the weekend.
Use it near killed-fired ceramics.
It's a big help when potty training. And don't forget those romantic dinners for 2.
Baby, this salad is really good.
Yeah, I grew it myself with the Crapco Turtleizer. Thanks, Crapco. Start a small business for the wife by selling your extra Turtleizer to the neighbors.
What's the scoop with your pool?
Don't flush all those goodies down the toilet.
The Crapco Turtleizer.
The Crapco Turtleizer is available for a special limited time price. And get this free bathroom decanter to store your Turtleizer materials.
The Crapco Turtleizer may cause unpleasant odors and a rash. Get yours today.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Another one that we had to question if we were going to get banned for. So
it's really tough to go from somebody asking a very serious question about their loved ones on the other side to the Crapco Turtleizer. But hey, it's a free for all here tonight. We're just shooting from the hip.
Thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Till death do us part paranormal. They had a question, Jimmy. What's your thoughts on the Jacob's ladder or Tesla coil with stimulating the environment before investigating?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can add energy to the environment, I think it helps produce activity. I don't know that you can say there's direct results. It doesn't happen every time. I've used the Tesla coil, I've used the Jacob's ladder, and sometimes I feel like it's contributing. It's adding to the energy in the environment, and therefore we get more results. But again, everything we do is experimental, and we just have to keep playing with it and trying it and using it in different circumstances.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Energizing the air so they're not trying to draw energy from whatever else to manifest or do things. I think is a benefit, and we have seen sometimes more activity happening during, but we've also seen other times where nothing's happened. So, um, Joe Walker asks, "What is your guys' takes on Ouija boards?" Well, I don't think Parker Brothers owns the spirit world and stamps a ghost every board. So I think that the fact that you're asking something to channel through you to move a planchette is never a good thing. I don't ever recommend anybody opening themselves up and asking for something to use them. So
Yeah, here again, we're talking about a conduit, and the Ouija board is no more of a conduit than anything else is, and it's as much as a conduit as anything else is, and it's all on how you use it, and it's and a lot of people don't like using them, and for exactly the reasons Jay said, you're creating a channel through yourself that you may not want to get involved in. So, it's the Ouija board is just a tool, just like anything else, and it has no mystical properties unto itself. It's how it's being used.
all right. So, and the culture, have you guys heard anything about the drones or UFOs? We were actually talking about that earlier in the show, and not really sure what's going on out there, but some people are from New Jersey who've been in the chat, and we're saying that it's actually crazier than we've been seeing on the news. So, I don't
Yeah,
know.
I missed if Brian clarified that comment. Brian was one of the people that made it anyway. If he clarified it, I'd like to see the clarification again because I didn't catch it the first time. I'd really like to know what somebody who has actually been an eyewitness to this stuff is seeing and what they think about it. Because all I've been able to see, Jay, is stuff that's been posted on social media or the news.
Yeah.
And again, I just don't know what to believe and what not to believe.
And Marjorie Perry, Jason, could you come to Tampa, Florida to check out Ybor City? Because I heard that it is super haunted. I've been to Ybor City. We were down there. We filmed at one of the clubs down there. It was a great investigation. We also filmed at the Cuban club that was down there as well. I didn't really get much because I ended up coming down with a stomach bug while we were there and spent most
I was
of
going
my
to say, didn't you have the bug when you were there?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was horrible. That was horrible. But thank you for the question, Marjorie.
Yeah, I remember that. Do you think it was food poisoning, maybe?
I don't know. Maybe, but the hell are you looking at?
You've got a chat up here that I can see, which is a combined one, I think. And then, so I'm just kind of looking at different ones. Scooter wants to know if I've been dodging any spiders down here in my basement studio. And the answer is yes, they're actually all over the place. And I've got a lot of times I'll be sitting here and one will like drop right down in front of my face, which is always fun.
Remember the one that was in my headphones that night?
That's right.
So I went, we were live on Beyond Reality. And I went to put my headphones on. And when I did, there was a big spider. He had like come up and he was hiding in there. That was
thank
terrifying.
God you saw that.
Oh
Imagine they
gosh.
push that
Well,
in your ear,
and then
calls in your ear.
Yeah, because Jim and me used to be on video and we'd be seeing, and at one point Jimmy's pointing at the screen, and I'm like, "What?" Don't know what he's talking about. And there's a spider. He's got to be this big on the wall behind me, just walking down behind a picture. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yep.
Paula R718. Sorry to hear about the Kling brothers. Yeah, Brad and Barry, they're good guys. Yeah, I just think that they're stepping away because they feel like they've done all they can, and to be honest with you, there's so much crap in the field these days that they feel like they're fighting a battle uphill, and it's ridiculous. But I mean, they're really good guys. So Brad and Barry, it's funny. The first time I ever when they came out doing Ghost Lab, there were some things said, and so we didn't really care for each other. And then I ran into him first time ever. It was a couple of years after Ghost Lab, and it was Minnesota. We were at an event together, and I realized, I get off the plane, I come down, they're at the luggage. I'm like, oh God, here we go. So, and then I realize I have to ride for an hour and a half with them in the car. So I get in the car and I'm just like, oh. So I'm sitting in the car. I go, well, you guys want to talk about the elephant in the room? And to be honest with you, that ride, they became some just phenomenal friends, some really good people that I got to know. And it was because they didn't know me. I didn't know them. And, things have been said back and forth. But honestly, it was great. So ever since, they've been good friends. So they're good people.
Yeah, they are good people. Sorry, I had a comment here that I wanted to address. Now I can't find it. That's the problem. It just goes too fast when I'm not. Do you know how to stop it? Can you pause it on a comment? Do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay.
Somebody says hi, Satori. So I'm assuming Satori's in chat. Hey, Cody, and hey, Satori, America. And yep, they're in there. So, all right, let's see. Can I ask a quote? We got like 1,500 people just in this one right here, and that's not even.
Well, welcome to everybody. Hope everybody's got a great Christmas plan, holidays planned. I can't believe tonight, Christmas Eve is a week from tomorrow night, right? It's just a week away. And the years just sped by. It's gone by so incredibly fast. And I don't know. I don't know where time goes, Jay. I just don't know.
So Sarah says, can I ask a question about the newest debunking video going around about using the same sound for the tape recorder? Like, what is going on? And they're defending it. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Did somebody use the same sound for something else and tried to post it again? I don't know. I don't watch a lot of the online videos. So let me know what you're talking about. Let me know if you see anything from Sarah. Come up, Jim, on that.
Okay, yeah. Is that on YouTube?
Yes.
Okay, I'll keep an eye out for it too. Yeah, I'm curious as to what that is as well.
All right, let's see. Well, thank you very much, Mark, for the 1999 super chat. It says Jason, been a fan since 2004. Love the new format, the form content. You guys are hysterical and found a way to add humor, levity to the paranormal topics while also bringing the fans some great investigations. On to the next. Honestly, it's nice because, like I said, if you had followed us on Beyond Reality Radio or whatever, I've always loved, I've always had a humor side, and but for whatever reason, they didn't like to show it on TV. They just wanted to show me always being aggravated with Brian, which I was, but I'm one of those guys. I love screwing around, just having fun, and making it more lighthearted. And if you had followed us on Beyond Reality Radio, you would have seen that, because we did. We'd be talking about some crazy topics, and then all of a sudden we'd have this whole 20 minutes of humor. So happy you guys are enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's one of the things people say, well, how do you think of this stuff? And we don't think of it. It just happens. And our video cameras are running when we're investigating. They're running all the time. So we catch it. And sometimes, we'll have discussions. All right, should we feature this? Should we include that, or should we cut it out because is it wrong? Is it off color, whatever? And, more often than not, we'll include it because we like the fact that it's just us being natural. It's just the things we do, the things we talk about. And if that's what we like to share, the paranormal part of it, plus the personality part of it.
Julie says, I always felt bad for Brian. Julie. Yeah. I love you, hon, but yeah, no. No. So, all right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gene says, I'm sorry to have missed Beyond Reality Radio. Please play more excerpts from it. All right. Let's see. The humor makes it all more fun. Andrea. Yeah. Andrea's been with us since Beyond Reality days. She's
That's
up
right.
in Canada. So.
That's right. Our Canadian correspondent.
Yes. Yeah. Let's see. Somebody says boring. What is that about?
Okay, so Sarah says, Paranormal Nightmare, Jeff from Boo Productions caught it and Beardo highlighted it. Great videos from both of them. But, and again, I don't know if you know, Jeff, I have no idea what we're talking about. What did somebody do? Did they take audio from something else and put it into their video? What is the controversy? That's what I'm curious of.
Yeah, not sure what they're talking about. Yeah, let's see. All right, Stephanie says, yeah, Brian was a dink. Yeah, he has some issues. Yep. Jeez. All right. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to pull up some more comments, guys.
Yeah, there's a lot.
There is a lot going on. All right, Jim, what other Crapco things you got?
Oh, let's see.
Let's see. Ever done investigations in Hawaii? Yes, we did, Joe. We did investigations in Hawaii. Actually, I was in Hawaii during the tsunami. So, yeah, it was terrifying. But I had Adam and Amy. I mean, they were all over there with us during that. So, interesting.
So here's the quandary. Here's the dilemma, Jay. I've got the Crapco wood playing kit ready to go. I just not sure if that crosses too many lines.
Jim, we played it on live radio.
I know,
on
but
108 channels.
I know, but that was at midnight. That was like an adult time.
All right, guys, we came out with this whole. All right, so hopefully you'll love us after this still. All right, so we created this whole one. It was about whittling wood. So play it, Jim. Let's do it.
You're okay. All right.
And I apologize ahead of time. We're going to get in trouble.
You know, baby, I wake up every morning and I look at that wood. I just don't know what to do with it.
I thought you were going to make me a bookcase.
Yeah.
Or a coffee table.
Yeah.
You shouldn't let it go to waste. Hey, I have an idea.
Oh, yeah?
Crapco presents.
What the? Whether you have a lot of wood or just a little bit, you won't let it go to waste with the Crapco Wood Playing Kit.
I just finished watching Baywatch, and on my way to bed, I realized I have to do something with this wood. Once I got the Crapco Wood Playing Kit, I could go to bed satisfied.
The Crapco Wood Playing Kit comes with all the items you need to finish the job.
I keep telling my boyfriend to stop beating around the bush and use that wood for something constructive. Since I got him the Crapco Wood Playing Kit, he never stops smiling. I've never seen him get so much enjoyment out of his wood. And I've been smiling too.
The Crapco Wood Playing Kit is the complete package.
Learn how to work with hardwood and softwood.
Special wood lubricant.
Amaze your friends at parties.
And the kit includes a special polishing rag and tissues for a speedy cleanup. And what better way to say I love you than by showing your girl what you can do with your wood? Just think of the possibilities.
Hardwood, softwood, even make softwood hard.
Imagine the fun at parties.
You can play with your wood
Or get the guys together and play with each other's wood. And what about those special uses?
as a tongue depressor.
Changing spark plugs.
Handle kiln fired ceramics.
Pitch a tent.
Stand your wood upright with the optional wood erection add-on.
The Crapco Wood Playing Kit is the perfect gift for that someone special.
I was going to build a table with my wood, but after getting the Crapco Wood Playing Kit, now the possibilities are endless.
Order it today for your happy ending.
Crapco's Wood Playing Kit is not effective for all types of wood, and happy ending not guaranteed. Use may end in divorce or splinters.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you remember before you said
remembered
play it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember that. So, yeah. So those of you who might have just tuned in, so we used to do nationally syndicated radio, and we'd be on 108 channels across the country. Well, actually, here in Canada and stuff. And we used to create these silly commercials, and we'd air them during our live radio show, trying to test the water, just having fun, but testing the water and seeing if we are going to get banned or kicked off at certain radio stations. And the crazy thing was, the more we played these, the more radio stations kept on picking us up and picking it. I remember one night us going from like 50 something radio stations to jumping up to like 80 something stations. And people were requesting all the Crapco commercials.
Yeah, they became a force unto themselves, and we were doing it as a goof more than anything else. It's kind of, as you said, pushing the limits. But people liked them. Stations liked them. They thought it was great.
I think if we were doing the show at like 12 in the afternoon, it might have been different. But we were
Very
doing
different.
at midnight, so we could get away with a little more. But
Yes, it was late night, and it was late night ears, generally no kids. And we often said that some of this stuff isn't suitable for children anyway. So
Mary Grace says the Crapco commercials were before the blue pill commercials. You guys were before your time.
I think that's probably true.
Oh Oh my gosh, the crap we got away with. It was amazing.
I know.
Jacob, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you both for being the most trustworthy investigators in media. Learned about you over 10 years ago in St. Augustine. Much love from Athens, Georgia. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it.
We do. We appreciate everybody's message. And I also want to say something else about the folks who take time to go through our investigation videos and timestamp things that they catch. Jay, it's amazing to me how much stuff that, you and I either didn't notice at the time or whatever, that people who watch the videos after the fact, after we've posted them, they come back and say, hey, did you hear this noise? Or some of it we did and we discounted it.
Yeah.
But there's sometimes when somebody will catch something, they're like, holy crap, we didn't really look at it that way. That's an interesting catch. So thank you for the people that take the time to do that.
And Brandy Rush said she had to turn down the sound because her daughter was sitting beside her.
Oops, sorry, Brandy.
Brandy, I'm sorry. You never really know what the hell is going to happen on this thing. So, Julie, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. My point is, sometimes when I was watching GH, I felt like it was a soap opera with the fighting with Brian. And I agree, honestly. I felt like the drama was taking away from the investigations, and and it was a headache. I mean, especially back then, because production was a little more in control of things. And we were doing 26 episodes a year. So I watched every episode and signed off on them. But I'll be honest, there were times that I was bouncing, whether I was in Rhode Island or I was on a plane going to LA to do the Ellen DeGeneres show and then flying back to New York to do Conan O'Brien, whatever. Some episodes I just didn't watch. I just signed off on. And yeah, I felt like the drama had just become too much. They were focusing too much on the issues that were going on with Brian. So
yeah, they seem to, the production seemed to kind of like the soap opera aspect of it, which is not what you wanted, not what you intended, and certainly not what you wanted the show to be about. And yet they seem to like want to lean that way, and you had to keep course correcting them, pushing them back.
Yep. Pat says, wow, I leave for 40 minutes and I come back to something I can't use in a sermon.
Don't use that.
Pat's been with us forever. She's a sweetheart. So
don't use that in a sermon, Pat.
Sarah says, you were on Ellen? Yes, I was on Ellen a couple different times. And then I was friends with Ellen. And actually, at one point, she was trying to get me to go and investigate her and Portia's house because they had bought a house in California. We're having all crazy activity. I didn't get a chance to get out there. But yeah, so I'd been on Ellen. I've been on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon. I've been Conan O'Brien, The Today Show, The View, you name it. I've been on it.
So Pauler718 wants to know if my kids do the paranormal like yours, Jay. And I will say this, my daughter's really into the horror movie stuff. In fact, she married a horror filmmaker, and she's taking over the convention Scaricon. She's going to start that back up. She's not one to go into a dark room. She gets scared too easily. My son also gets scared very easily, as you know, Jay, but he's been out with us a few times. He's investigated with your boys, and he enjoys it. Although he's pretty much he's a chicken. He gets scared very easily, but he enjoys it.
And the nice thing, what a lot of people don't realize is we've hung out for a long time, and we've watched each other's kids grow. I mean, I remember James, tiny, little tiny guy coming and hanging out with us and stuff. And now it's amazing. I mean, well, but look at the twins. I mean,
I know your boys are.
You've been around, and my twins
2 years old when I was.
Now 6'4", 230 pounds, built like a brick shit house. I mean, it's insane. So,
talk about time flying. It's crazy.
AJ, thank you. I got to meet Jason and crew years ago in Seattle. Thank you. And if you got to meet us, and we're the most down to earth people, honestly. So it's just who we are.
I keep watching. I'm sorry. I keep watching for, here it is. No, that's not. I keep watching for a message about that controversy that Sarah was talking about, but she may have given us all the information she had, because I don't see anything else here.
Bridget says, how big was the learning curve on doing the 360s? Honestly, it wasn't bad at all. It wasn't that much of a problem. So Beverly, never been on Oprah or Dr. Phil. No, I was asked to be on Oprah. There was a conflict of something. I think it was before one of our live shows. And I've never spoken with Dr. Phil. I've been on Dr. Oz, his show, a couple times. So
Taryn from Paranormal Brew, wishing us great holiday. You too, Taryn. You're awesome, and Taryn's helped us with some locations and been a great friend for a lot of years.
Jim Toey's asking, are the Beyond Reality radio episodes still on iTunes?
I don't think so. I mean, there are some that once we left radio that I was still doing. Those might still be there, but the ones that you and I did, Jay, that was one of our biggest frustrations, is that Entercom did not see the potential in the podcast market. We kept saying, you've got to take our episodes because, the next day, whatever, and put them up as a podcast. And they're like, oh, well, that's old content. It's not old for people who haven't heard it yet and couldn't stay up at midnight and listen.
Yeah.
So put them, and they just wouldn't do it. Now everybody's doing it. We argued that with them till we were blue in the face.
Paula asks, how did your shoulder recovery go? Well, that was crazy. So I was supposed to have shoulder surgery 2 years ago in November. I was booked to have my rotator cuff fixed because it was so badly torn. And about 4 months before surgery, I ended up tearing my bicep in my forearm. So they wanted to do instant surgery. I held that off. So I had them do the surgery in the bicep 10 days before the rotator cuff. But then when they were doing the rotator cuff, they realized that when I was a kid, I used to fight in a lot of tournaments and everything. I somehow tore my bicep up here when I was younger, and it healed to the wrong place. So they had to remove it over, reconnect it. It was hell. But they said it was going to be 18-month recovery. In 4 months, I was using my arm again. But then again, because I wasn't following their...
You weren't listening to it.
Yeah, well, it drives me crazy.
Too stubborn.
Yeah, physical therapy is like, all right, we're going to do 2.5 pounds over your head. I'm like, I'm already doing 50 pounds over my head with both arms. And they're like, don't tell us you can't. So I literally had limited out of physical therapy within like the first 2 weeks of it. But, I got full use of this arm. We'll see about this one now, though.
Yeah,
that's... my God. I just went for an MRI today, so I guess I've really done a lot of damage to my arms throughout the years.
Just didn't know it.
Yeah, my gosh.
Sarah did offer an explanation here as to what she's been talking about. She said there was a clip used twice for the tape recorder thing, and it was to confirm a loved one was in contact and how they passed. So we'll have to look into that. Maybe I don't know how
so it's not
available it is, but
it's not something with us. It's something with somebody else.
Yeah. We know.
Again, I mean, I don't really watch a lot of the stuff online. And what does that mean, Becky? Becky says, "Oh my God, Jay, you're such a guy." Is it
ripping your arm apart?
Constantly hurting myself. I mean,
you're always hurting yourself.
We'll see. I don't want to have surgery on my right arm.
Yeah, but you got to be able to lift your arm up over your head, and right now you're having struggle with that.
I'm right-handed. You know how that limits me.
I know. I'm
gonna have to get myself.
Don't ask me to come help you with that part. Okay, I'll help you with anything else, but not that part.
Yeah, that's right, Paula. I'd be fighting off bats. That's the problem. I mean, I can't fight off bats with one arm.
So Slick666 says if you're asking about a sound in someone's video, it was a sound that was used twice in the same video. They could be played as stereo, and this sounds the same in each ear. Okay, so somebody was just playing with audio files. Okay,
gotcha.
We don't do it. We don't need to worry about it because we don't do that kind of thing with the videos we're doing. So, but I'm glad people are calling out those who do, because that's not right.
And Carrie says, I had my rotator cuff repaired, and that was an easy surgery and recovery. Yes, but you didn't have a fully torn rotator cuff that was all the way back here that they had to pull back and reattach and stick 4 anchors in your shoulder because you let it go for 15 years. So yeah, there's a big difference on that one.
Ouch. The whole thing just sounds painful.
It was not pleasant. I mean, you saw me, man. It was, oh God.
Well, I know. Just in the last investigation we're doing, because the other one is bothering you, and you're like, oh, this freaking bag. You're lugging. I'm like, let me carry you. Like, no, I'm gonna. And you're grumping the whole way.
I can't let other people do that stuff.
Yeah, but your arm is freaking killing you.
Yeah. I'm a nurse. Even we follow orders. Yes, I know. I didn't follow orders. All right. I get it. Let's see.
Do some people sell fake ghost hunting gear? Cracklin, that's a great question. But my question to you is, what do you define as fake ghost hunting gear? Because I think personally, a lot of the stuff people sell as genuine ghost hunting gear is fake ghost hunting gear in my definition. But I'm not sure what you mean. So define that for me and maybe we can address it.
I like people like you got Sean from Ghost Stop, you got Bob Christopher. I mean, these are people who are truly working on equipment and trying to push the field forward. So, I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there who are doing it just for financial reasons and stuff like that.
Well, I'm gonna, I don't know how controversial this will be, but you and I have talked about it before, Jay. I think people that are selling these apps that are designed to track ghosts and all this stuff, I think that's all pure profit, and there's no paranormal legitimacy to it. There might be some exceptions to that rule, but from what I've seen, most of the stuff is just garbage. I don't think there's some guy sitting at a cubicle somewhere doing computer code that's figured out how to make that computer code talk to the dead. I just don't think that's happening anywhere.
Yeah, maybe Crapco can come out with some cool ghost.
Crapco. You know what? I bet you Crapco's already working on it. I bet you they are.
Yeah. And
Taryn wants to know if we would use old school stuff to investigate, like old tape recorders. I think using old analog stuff is great.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I mean, it's tough now trying to import it into the computer these days.
Well, you're absolutely right. That makes it difficult. The other thing I will say, a lot of people don't realize this. Anything that's used now to record digital audio, you got to be really, really careful. Even your phone. I don't know if you've noticed it, but when you record your voice on your phone, your voice sounds really good. That's because there's circuitry in the phone to make your voice sound good. The circuitry augments the audio that it records, and it'll augment ambient sound too. So you're not getting a true 100% true recording of what's going on around you. So you got to be really careful with digital equipment because it is designed to augment the audio in certain ways, depending on what the piece of equipment is.
And Dragon said there's one company out there selling DR60s for over $1,000. Yeah. And DR60s were so problematic. That's why they were originally pulled. So, and Kenny Biddle actually did a thing on it. I mean, you can read up multiple places on that where you get a lot of contamination and it makes sound like something that it's not. So I don't trust the DR60s at all. So just like there used to be digital recorders that were having a problem. They were picking up certain radio waves. Remember how the old radio TVs, Jim, you'd be sitting there and you'd hear like a trucker on their CB talking. Well, you'd have a problem with that on certain digital recorders in the past too. So, but all right, what do you got?
Have you guys? This is from Sims. Have you guys seen the YouTube channel? I don't know what that is, so I'm not going to talk about it. Apps are mostly for entertainment purposes. I think that's exactly right, Cindy. They can be fun, and you should have fun if you want to have fun. But as a legitimate paranormal tool, I haven't found an app other than one that just uses the endemic tools that are in the phone, the compass. There's certain things that are in that phone that actually can be used for paranormal investigating. And if there's an app that just accesses those tools, doesn't, spit words out, doesn't show you little dots on a radar telling you where the ghosts are. If it doesn't do that stuff, there's a legitimacy to it.
So Sharik Bears asks, would we ever do a paranormal collaboration with Selena Myers? I don't know who Selena Myers is. Now, sorry, I might be a bit naive. I don't follow a lot of YouTube people. So I'll look her up. I mean, I'd be willing to film with anybody that seemed sincere and legit. But here's my concern with filming with somebody is if they're putting together their own video, they're going to edit that video however they want to. And the people I fully trust, but you always have to be concerned on how they're going to edit you. I mean, somebody can make it look like I'm terrified of something when I'm not. And, not that I think people would, because they know that I'm vocal and I'll come out and just say, that's not how it happened. This is what happened. But still, you always got to be careful on that. If somebody else is editing your video, your footage, you need to be careful of that. So, like I've talked with Colin from the Paranormal Files about investigating with them, Dakota and them. I'd go and check out stuff with them in a heartbeat. We just had our friend Kalani on as well. So let's see.
So there's a lot of conversation about apps and equipment, and somebody also just asked, do you use apps? And we don't. I fooled around with them in the past just because I'm curious. And I also wanted to debunk them, and I have most of them. There's some really popular ones that I've debunked. But here's the biggest problem I see with apps. It's not whether or not they're legitimate, which most of them aren't, but it's the fact that when you're staring at a phone during your investigation the whole time, you're not experiencing what's going on around you. That's where the real activity is. And your eyes and your ears are the best tools you'll ever have to investigate with, and use them. Don't stare at a screen the whole time.
So Sherry Wagner says, I work with someone that her aunt just sold the original Poltergeist house. The new owners want to make it into an Airbnb. And that's going to be great, because a certain paranormal investigator was just pushing the fact that they were going to investigate this property. And, we'll see how that goes. Yep.
Funny how that works.
Yeah.
What would you recommend, or what age would you recommend? This is from Brandy. What age would you recommend for a first investigation? There's one coming up in Mansfield, but I feel my daughter is too young. What do you think, Jay?
That's tough, because you and I, our kids would go around the inn and investigate. And my boys at that time were 5 and 6, and Satori was, 7 and 8. So they would walk around the inn, they'd investigate. So honestly, I think start them young, get them into it when they're young. Also teach them that they shouldn't be terrified of these things, that they should be intrigued by them, be looking for the real explanations. You're not taking them to so-called inhuman type hauntings. You're taking them to places that are said to be haunted. So what's your thought?
Well, my thought is that it depends on the child and how they perceive these things. If they're going to be petrified and scared, I wouldn't subject them to that. You don't want them having nightmares because of this, and you don't want them to be so affected by it that they'll never want to do it again or be involved in it again. So it really depends on the child. You know your child better than anyone else, so you'll have to make that call.
Hello to Aaron Bush. She says, good evening, gentlemen. Aaron, it's always good to see you on there.
Hey, Aaron.
All right.
My kiddo was 7 when she went with me, and so AJ, how'd your kiddo take it? Something that she wanted to do again, or was she, running out screaming? How'd that go?
Ross asks, what do you use to edit the videos? Honestly, I use Final Cut, and Jimmy uses Adobe Premiere, and that's it. And we really don't do a lot of editing. We just take what we've got and cut it down into sections, because who the hell wants to watch 3 days of footage that we filmed?
Yeah, that's the one thing that always I get a little chuckle out. People say, why isn't there more silence? You sitting there, because it's boring, and it's there, but we cut it out because it's assumed that we sat in the room for 3 hours with nothing going on. That's part of the deal, but you don't need to see it. You just don't need to see it. It's boring. The other thing we do edit is because we both have cameras, so we're cutting between our angles, so we get different views of what's happening generally. But that's it. We're not doing a whole lot. And Jason and I laugh a lot because we are probably the most. I don't know what do I want to say. I'll speak for myself. I have no idea what I'm doing. When I'm editing in Premiere, I know the basics. I know the software is so much more capable than I even, realize. I just know how to do the basics, and that's all we do.
Well, it's funny because it took us forever to realize that we can multicam sync. We didn't know that. We just hit Jim's video and my video, and we'd be like, all right, we'll cut to this. No, I mean, you can multicam sync. You just set it up so you just hit one button and it switches cameras automatically. So
yeah, there's so much more there.
All right, let's see. Have you ever been to the Exorcist home in St. Louis? No, but I'd be more than willing to check it out.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool house to visit. Thank you for the super chat. Kurt says, Bess, Alabama. I don't know if that's supposed to be best. I don't know. Best Alabama case on GH. Didn't know you were close to me. You guys are very close to a very haunted church and Old County Jail, less than a mile away. Super haunted. Got crazy EVPs there.
I wish I had known. If they had asked to come and investigate it, I would have done it in a heartbeat. So, but thank you very much, Kurt, for the $10 super chat. All right, let's see. Julie asks, do you still keep in touch with Grant? I haven't spoken to Grant in a couple years now. wish him the best. But no, we've kind of gone our own ways. So,
Taking a trip says, I can't tell you how much I appreciate no background music during the investigation. We have seen that comment so much. People really, really get irritated by all the effects that are put into the TV stuff. And no, we don't do that.
So, and thank you for the $4.99 super chat, Travis. Greatly appreciate it. So everybody got big plans for the holidays or what? What are you doing?
You know what? I gotta tell you something. Since my kids both moved out of the area, my sister has 2 restaurants and is just constantly busy. I feel like I know Christmas isn't the same. It's like it's just speeding by, and I haven't barely watched a Christmas movie, barely listened to any Christmas music at all. And usually I'd get really immersed in that, at least for the month of December, but it just hasn't been happening this year.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
I really love It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, I guess that's around your age. Yeah. So,
oh my God, it's just a classic. But when you go like to more modern stuff, obviously the claymation specials, you know, I grew up with them. A lot of people did. Those are really special to me. Rudolph, Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, all right. Yep. Remember the old Davy and Goliath ones?
Oh yeah. Yeah. They're great too. Yeah.
I like, what is it? Christmas Story, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out.
Yeah, no, that's a great one. That's a great one. And my father loved that one, and we love it too. And I know, I think met him too, Jay, Zach Ward, who played Scott Farkas.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Actually, I have
bully.
some signed from him over there.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy. He's a friend. Yeah, I love that one. But I love not European. Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase Christmas Vacation. That's just such a great one too.
Rogue asks, do you ever think that there will be a ghost hunting show for you guys on TV ever again? Maybe. I've had options, but the thing is that a lot of them want to own all your digital rights or want to own you and everything about you. And I won't work for a network. I'll do a show if the network keeps their hands off of it and just lets us do what we're going to do. But I won't work for a network that's in control of the show, who can then decide how the show is going to be, or if they want to add sounds, if they want to mess with things. That's not worth it for me, because it's always been about just being honest and keeping it real. And if I worked for a network, then I wouldn't be able to do that because I'd be answering to somebody.
Yeah, one of the things we love about the YouTube experiment, I'll call it, is that we can just do what we want to do and have fun doing it. And there's, nobody to answer to, but the people watching, we do listen to your comments. And if you've got suggestions, that's great. But we really just enjoy just being able to present the investigations the way we do them, have fun doing it. And it is what it is. And we always said, people either like it or they won't like it. And people seem to like it, which is terrific. But it's just doing it the way we want to do it.
All right. So Andrea, she likes the Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Do you remember the Mr. Magoo Christmas Carol?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do. I got to admit it. Yeah, I do.
So I used to love that as a kid, and I tried to watch it recently, and I'm like, why did I like this? This is so stupid. But I liked it as a kid. I don't know.
Yeah, I think when at Christmas, it's not really a Christmas movie, but it's cold and snowy. Kurt Russell, The Thing. There you go.
That's a stretch. I like the way you did that.
Yeah, well, it's snowy, it's cold, it's Christmas.
Snowy and cold. That's because it is what, the North Pole or the Antarctica? Where is it?
They got a fire going all the time, so because they're trying to kill the creature.
Very festive. Very festive.
Die Hard. I don't care what anybody says. Die Hard will always be a Christmas movie. Yeah.
I think that's pretty well been settled. What century you guys born? Laughing Donkey, Mr. Magoo is, what? Did you watch Bugs Bunny? What century were you born in? Bugs Bunny is from the 40s, 30s and 40s, and we all watched him as kids. That's, some stuff is just timeless. I'm just teasing you.
I don't know if it's timeless, but yeah. So,
Well, Bugs Bunny is, don't you think?
well,
Bugs
yeah, I
Bunny,
know. Yeah, but yeah.
Looney Tunes. I mean, come on, every kid still watch
I
them.
remember what I missed the most of being a kid is Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Definitely.
yeah. When you'd have the what was that one that always came on? It was the Dastardly Doolittles and all that, and they'd constantly be racing the cars.
Yeah. What was that called? Was it called The Great Race? No.
I don't know. Damn.
Yeah, but it had all the Muttley and the right, the dog Muttley.
Yep.
Yeah,
had them all. So, and then you'd have Saturday morning cartoons, and then here when we moved up here from upstate New York, we moved to Rhode Island. There was Channel 56 out of Boston that you could watch, and it had Creature double feature.
Oh yeah.
So it was always like Godzilla versus whatever, and then there'd be another one after it. So.
Yeah, that Saturday stuff was my favorite too. I watched those horror movies as a kid.
Wacky Races.
There we go.
Thank you, Ed and Iowa Joe.
Yeah, somebody mentioned, I think it was Barbara in Facebook chat, mentioned Charlie Brown Christmas. That's an amazing classic, obviously.
Goes Fat Albert Christmas.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow. I like Elf, with what's his name, Will Ferrell. I
can't stand it.
You don't like it?
I can't
really?
Yeah, it's so over the top.
It is a little over the top.
It is. Scrooge with Bill Murray. That was a good one. Let's see. All right. Keep on trying to add things to the chat.
Do you remember there was one that I can't remember which. It like played always before like Rudolph or one of those, and it was called The Littlest Angel. Do you remember that? It had the kid that starred in Family Affair. That was it Buffy or Jody? I don't remember which one's which.
No,
little redheaded boy, and he was the star. He was the littlest angel, and it was about this little boy that died and went to heaven. Does anybody remember that, or did I make it up in my head? I'm just trying to figure it out here.
Well, thank you, Slicks666 for the $5 super chat. Use this for the new camera, and thanks for everything. Also, R.I.P. the flat Earth. It's over. Well, like you were saying, Frosty and stuff. Frosty, it's funny. The kids were watching that the other day, and it's. And I'm like, it's a poor guy. It was like every year they murdered that poor guy and then brought him back the following year. It's like, geez, who got the shit end of that stick?
I know.
All right, what do we got? Creature double feature, Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was awesome. Our boy. Swamp Thing was awesome. And I liked how they tried to recreate it in a series. It didn't really last.
Swamp Thing?
Yeah, Swamp Thing.
They tried to put that in and make a series out of that?
Yeah.
With Didn't Adrienne Barbeau star in that?
Adrienne was in it, yeah. Adrienne, she's a sweetheart. She's a good friend. I still got the books that she signed right over there that she sent me and stuff. Yeah. So
she's a great lady.
Jason and JV, will you let's see. Will you ever visit paranormal haunted buildings in the Netherlands? I would love to. I know Jess, who used to do Expedition X, is living out that way now. And there's some wild places out there, so I'd love to get out there and check it out.
Yeah, my son went to the Netherlands and went to Leiden University for his graduate degree. He was there studying for over a year. So he's got some connections there too. In fact, my father's guitar is still over there, and I'm kind of pissed about that. But because he had to come back because COVID was hitting, and he got one of the last flights out of Europe to come home. He had graduated but couldn't stay for graduation or any of the ceremonies. In fact, I was supposed to fly over and we were going to do the graduation. Then he and I were going to just travel Europe a little bit. And none of that happened because of COVID, which was really, really sad. But yeah, anywhere in Europe is freaking amazing as far as history and paranormal stuff.
Chrissy Wright says, and if he was so magical, why did he melt? That's true.
But he wasn't. It was the hat. He wasn't magical. It was the hat that was magical.
Yeah, but then they could have put that hat on anything then. I mean,
that's true. That's true. Good point. Yes.
They could have put it on anything. Somebody could have opened their freaking freezer for the poor guy. The poor bastard was going to die. But, they just left him out in the sun. They let him go.
Yeah.
You want to talk about heartless kids, heartless children.
Didn't they put him in a refrigerated boxcar for a while just to,
could have put him in an ice cream truck. He could have been around all year long.
But that
Frosty
dastardly
got
guy
screwed.
with the mustache was after him. I mean, come on.
Frosty got screwed. I mean, Jesus. Poor bastard. All right, what do we got? So
Ginny wants to know, going back to paranormal stuff, what do you think of the SLS mapping device on I'm on the Fence? And she sent that with stars. Not convinced it's anything more than just false information, quite honestly. I don't know what you think, Jay.
I've never cared for it. There's too many false positives that come off of it. And so I don't like to take a chance on that because I don't ever want to put anything that's not real out there.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them pointed at things and, you know, it'll grab onto anything and make a person there. It's just, I don't know. I think people are putting a little too much. Again, we should be experimenting with all this stuff. I'm not saying don't use it, but experiment it and take it all with a grain of salt. If you get corroborating evidence, if you get something else that supports that you're seeing something that the SLS is telling you you're seeing, okay, then you've got something to talk about. But just don't accept it outright. I'm not a fan of these folks who are pointing this SLS at something and there's a stick figure there, and they're automatically assuming there's a ghost standing right there. That's just not the way it should be done.
So, Jimmy, what other Crapco things you got? Any
oh boy,
lined up? No. Let's see. That Is How They Die in Red 1. I haven't seen that movie yet. I see a lot of people are not big fans of Elf. So people are taking your side of this? I thought Elf was pretty good. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of a lot of the newer movies. So for me to say I'll watch that one, I thought that was saying something. I think the only other one I've got here is the Exorcism Kit, but I'm not even sure. Did we ever finish that one? I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't dare play it because I don't know what it is.
I think we should take a chance. What the hell?
Are you serious?
Well, I mean, if we really start screwing up, then just turn it off. But yeah. So don't know if we finished this one, but it was the Home Exorcism Kit.
All right, here we go.
Oh God.
Good morning, Susie. What would you like with your eggs? Go to hell, you. And I never want to see you again. Wow, I think Susie's possessed. Or she just got a period.
Crapco presents.
Are you tired of dealing with demons and not knowing what to do? Does your church give you a hard time about coming out and performing an exorcism on a possessed loved one? Have you ever wondered, what's my possessed family member saying to me in Latin? Well, worry no more with the Crapco Home Exorcism Kit.
Crapco presents.
Now you can cast out those inner demons.
I was happily possessing the body of a 16-year-old girl until the Murphys got themselves the Crapco Home Exorcism Kit.
It's exortastic.
You can help a loved one push out the devil.
I don't remember it either.
I don't remember this one at all.
Crapco's Home Exorcism Kit consists of a translation book of common Latin phrases said by the unholy,
A bunch of fancy robes,
one holy bell,
a Paint the Pope coloring book,
a book with exorcism ritual readings,
a couple of vials of water. Sure, it's holy.
not one, but 2 holy crosses, just in case those pesky demons steal one,
A bumper sticker that says professional exorcist on board.
a holy candle.
Make your night sound like this.
Angelus Domini nunciavit Mariae. Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum. Benedicta tu in mulieribus.
It's exortastic.
And let's listen in as real customer Tom Stone tries his home exorcism kit.
The power of Christ compels you. I command you, unclean spirit,
What are you talking about?
along with all your minions now attacking this servant of God.
Servant of
By
what?
the mysteries of the incarnation, passion, resurrection,
I just want a glass of water.
by the coming of our Lord, for judgment,
Don't poke me.
I command you,
What are you doing?
moreover, to obey me to the letter.
The Crapco Home Exorcism Kit. Get yours today.
I'm seeing a little regret in your face, Jay.
I don't know what the hell that was going on there.
I don't remember that one at all.
We could have done it more like this.
Oh, there you go. Look at you. You're possessed.
Hello. All right.
1, 2.
Oh my goodness.
Back to normal. Yeah, I did not remember that one. I did not remember that one at all. Yeah.
I don't know if we ever played that. I don't know that ever got played before.
Jeez.
We may have regretted that the moment we finished it and said, you know what, we better not play this.
We probably shouldn't have now. All right, Dragon. So did you hear Beardo's certified demonologist right now? I'm sure that, well, like I have a thing right here that claims that I am a certified parapsychologist, and it was given to me as a what do they call it when they just give you something because I forgot what
Honorarium?
honorarium. So it didn't mean that I'm a parapsychologist, but yeah, it's just, so I kept it there as a funny thing. So yeah,
I'm still reeling from that home exorcism thing.
Oh my gosh,
I'm still.
Yeah, where is Focky? I mean, like Heather was saying, no way, Jason and Focky. No, that was me just messing with this. I wasn't Focky, so Focky is.
We have. Maybe someday we'll pull out some Focky recording because we recorded all his phone calls.
Gosh, Focky the psychic. The guy was. He's still on Facebook. He posts here and there. It's not that often, but I mean, he's always posting stuff. So let's see. Kathleen asked, do you still have the dog used in some investigations? That was Maddie. Maddie passed away about 1.5 years ago. I mean, she was great. She was a wild dog that we saved from a high kill shelter in Tennessee. And she was just a phenomenal animal. So, but living in the wild for as long as she did, I mean, her hips and everything took some serious beatings. So, does the kit come with Latin lessons? I think it actually said it did, right, Jim? They taught you Latin lessons.
It came with phrases. Yeah, with phrases. I almost want to hear it again because I still can't believe what I heard the first time.
You're sitting on a gold mine with that crap go merch. We never did though. I mean, people wanted us to make T-shirts and sweatshirts and everything for crap go. We never did.
I think I think we should make some T-shirts, like have like Crapco and have like a picture of the product, on the shirt, big 70s lettering or whatever the heck it would be. I think we might want to do that for some fun.
Yeah, well, we had that. We had the crazy one that the dogs would slide around the house and clean up the mess with the things.
Didn't we have the thing that you didn't have to go to the bathroom, you could just poop anywhere?
Yeah. And what was it when you're on the court dropping hoops? You drop. I mean, it's like, what the hell were we doing? Oh my gosh!
Man. I think if we had a little bit of time to prepare, we could probably find all those too.
Yeah, everybody's saying we need Crapco on YouTube. Maybe we should create. We had always wanted to, especially now with AI, we can create those Crapco commercials.
That's true. Oh, that'd be so funny.
Oh my gosh. We're let's see. Mindy, were you also involved with GHI? GHI was actually my show. Me and Rob Cass, we created it for Pilgrim Films. It was created because I didn't want to spend so much time overseas. So we created a show and put people together and sent them overseas. So yes, Crapco stocking stuffers.
Oh my God.
I'll have my Taps hat on. I mean, people all want it, man.
They want the Crapco
stuff. That was the one you can crap on the go. That was the one we created. Remember that?
Yeah, God. And there were others too.
Oh, there were.
Wasn't there the V8? Was it the CD rewinder? The DVD rewinder?
DVD and the thumb protector.
Thumbbrella. The Thumbbrella. Yeah.
Thumbbrella. Because Jimmy was always burning his thumbs, trying to get pizza out of the oven.
No, it was potatoes, baked potatoes that I warmed up in the oven, and I burned my thumb on the dish.
And they were always good for your kill-fired ceramics.
Kill-fired ceramics. That's right.
Cracklin says he needs that exorcism kit. Yeah.
So, Julie, thank you for the super chat. Can people still call you to do a ghost hunt at their home?
Absolutely, and it's free of fee. So there's a whole local TAPS team, the home team, and we all still investigate. So, and there's also the TAPS family as well. So if you go to tapsfamily.com, you can see all the teams from all around the world. So we've got like 70 something bases in the United States. We've got like 14 other countries. So a lot of us. Thank you for the $5 super chat as well.
Yeah. You guys are great. And this whole goal thing, we had no idea. Jay was clicking some buttons before we started. He was like, what's this? And the next thing we have some goal, but we blew by that before we even started the program, which is funny. But thank you, everybody.
Use the exorcism kit next time she gets called to bless a house. This is
It's very practical. It's very all of it's very practical.
And so Stephanie says Crapco koozies, pens, and of course toilet paper.
Oh my God.
You know, you can make Crapco toilet paper and you can do it where, Jim, it's already been tested and used. It works. So
oh God,
Dude,
that is so
This is
disgusting.
the crap that we would always do. We'd sit there and we'd get on video and we just come up with stupid stuff and be like, all right, yeah, let's especially back then, because I had puppies and you had pups, and it was like, constantly running around making noise. It's like, man, I wish I could put something on their feet so they could clean up while they were
Put
doing
them to
it.
work.
So
Put
we
'em to work.
created that. Oh my gosh. Oh, jeez.
Wow, we've been at this for a while here, haven't we?
Yes, we have. I got new Crapco
Go ahead.
ghosting app.
Mhm.
It's just an app that doesn't work.
Sorry,
doesn't
no
pick up
ghost
anything.
here.
It's just yeah. It just looks like it's doing something, but it doesn't. Yeah. It'd probably be a bestseller. What do you got?
Wow. I'm just reading all these Crapco suggestions. Crapco the lunchbox, Crapco the flamethrower.
Crapco TP. It doesn't crap from anyone.
What's Crapco's return policy on toilet paper?
Yeah.
Here's a serious question though. Sharik, I think, is our Netherlands friend. Jason and JV, do you think cats are as paranormal as dogs?
Well, I think animals just have those other senses that are more in tuned, so they're able to pick up a lot more than us. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think the difference is that cats just express themselves in ways that we are still trying to figure out. Where dogs are a little more, it's easier for us to read dogs and kind of figure out what they're trying to communicate. Cats just aren't the same, for good or bad. Some people like that more, and some people don't. But either way, I think they probably have the same kind of senses that a dog represents.
But also we need to take into consideration too that a lot of times people are like, my animal, he's staring at the corner of the wall or whatever. But a lot of times they're picking up mice and other things that are in the walls of the house.
Here is a perfect example of that, Jay. It happened tonight. In fact, my daughter sends me a video, or actually sent the family group chat a video, where her dog was like looking at the ceiling and like going kind of crazy, looking at the ceiling up into the corner of the ceiling. And at first she started to get freaked out, and then she started listening. There were squirrels in the attic.
Yep.
And they went outside and they actually were filming where they were coming and going. But if you had just taken that at face value, the dog reacting to something up there in the corner that you don't see, you might think, okay, there's something paranormal going on. But this was in fact squirrels that he sensed before she did.
Jeez. All right. Well, let's see. So for America Z says, historically, pre-biblical writings say that cats are in both worlds and can see. Yeah, and that actually comes down to old Egyptian belief systems too with that. So, but I mean, let's be honest. Cats are dicks a lot of times. Dogs want to hang out with you. They want the companionship. Cats will come down when they want food, or if you haven't cleaned their litter box, and then they'll take a crap right on the floor in front of you, just out of spite.
Just to show you.
Yeah.
Just to show you.
Cats can be real dicks. They can.
Yeah. Denise, thank you. Thanks for hanging out with us on Facebook. You have a great holiday too. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And I don't have any cats now, but when I was a kid, we had a family cat and we loved her. Great little cat. But yeah,
did
they
she
can
love you.
No, I doubt it.
You loved her, but did she love you?
That's
she
a
loved
great
you when
question.
she was hungry. She loved you when her litter box needed cleaning. Other than that, she couldn't have been bothered.
It's true.
She's like, you're just in my way. And cats are serial killers, man. You let a cat out, they will kill every. I had Pharaoh, which was he was my buddy, and then I had Cole, and Cole was like 26 pounds. I used to go to Taco Bell, and I'd have to get Cole an actual taco for himself, and he'd eat green olives. He loved them.
Oh my God!
So, but then Pharaoh, I remember one day the poor wife sees Pharaoh out doing something, and Pharaoh was a black and white cat, and turned and looked at the window. And he was covered in blood. Well, he had killed a rabbit, and he was going to town on him in the backyard. And this same cat used to hide on the rock and wait for the deer to show up. and he'd wait and he'd crawl, and then he'd jump up and smack the deer. And it's like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, you're tiny compared to these things, but
Yeah.
I mean, they can be tough. Ed Thomas says, yeah, they're adorable little murder machines. And they are.
Yeah, there was something on Netflix, about animals and about pets and how amazing they are. And I watched the one about dogs, and there was one about cats, and it's like the things that actually physically cats can do. It's amazing. Their agility, their strength. They're really phenomenal creatures, and they are like designed to be the optimal hunters. And I don't just mean house cats. I mean, cats of all sizes, but it's pretty crazy.
I remember one time cat coming in and ran over to its food bowl, didn't know what the hell it was doing, and didn't realize that it had a bird, and it literally put the bird in its food bowl, and then went away, like it's saving it for later. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like,
isn't it nice when they show up on your porch and they drop some bloody, disgusting carcass there?
but
Like, real proud of
that's actually a sign for you. It's like they're doing it for you. They're giving it to you. So, yeah. I mean,
We should say thank you.
hey, yeah.
Oh man. Thank you, our boy, for being here. We appreciate it. Have a great holiday. So I'm thinking a couple things here. One is I do want to revisit something that we talked about in the beginning, but when we leave here tonight, we have do you want to do the Christmas thing? Which one of those things? Do we want to do either one?
Which Christmas thing?
One of the Christmas things we did for Beyond Reality back years ago. The song.
What are you thinking about? The Grinch one?
That's what I was thinking was probably the.
Oh my God, these were horrible. But wow. All right. Well, nobody better hold us accountable for our singing on this one, because we were doing it with no music, and then we put the music to it after.
Yes. So please don't judge the singing.
Damn. Yeah. As long as we're not doing the "Baby It's Cold Outside" one, because
that
was really bad. That was bad. I mean, like, yeah, we should have been banned, but yeah.
Well, what do you got? What do you guys think? Do you think you want to hear this Christmas song that we did? And while you're
now, just
chiming in,
we did this like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah. So while you're responding to that, I just want to remind everybody, if you may have seen a post at some point that we were going to feature our Sterling Hill mine investigation and tour. We're going to do the tour tonight, and that would mean it would kick off the timer. So next Monday we would have the investigation. We've decided not to do that so that it doesn't interfere with people's Christmases, and people don't, and people will not have to feel, whether they sacrifice one for the other. So that's coming later. However, later this week, Thursday night, we are going to have the investigation that Sherry and Mandy from Ghost Sisters did at Bolton Mansion. Now, one of the things Jay and I wanted to do was that after we'd been in a place that we had really cool activity, we wanted someone else to check it out, people that knew what they were doing. So we suggested that Sherry and Mandy go do this. They did it. They filmed it, and we're going to show their investigation. That I think we decided Thursday night we're going to premiere it or release. Yeah, so you'll be able to see that. It's them at work, and kind of compare what they caught versus what we caught when we were there. So that's this week. We'll probably skip at least part of next week because it's Christmas. We won't do anything. We won't release Sterling Hill.
Actually, John Pascal, my friend MA, we did a video where a lot of people have seen this whole thing where Teslas are supposedly picking up ghosts. And, last year, John and me started trying to look into that. And we just wrapped up doing some more. So I will probably post that maybe next week at some point. But
okay. All right, so there'll be something.
Everybody wants to hear that song, Jim.
Okay. All right. We'll say goodbye, right? And we'll just play the song, or do you want to come back after this? I mean, are we going to be too
I say we come back after this. Yeah, come back after this and apologize to everybody. Yeah.
All right, that's good. All right. So this is Jason and I a few years back entertaining ourselves for Christmas.
Oh God. I apologize.
You're a whiner, Mr. Jim. You really are a child. You're as bitchy as a teenage girl, as boring as a rock, Mr. Jim. You're a horrible person who doesn't change his socks.
you're a bald one. Mr. Hawes, your head's a shiny dome. Yes, your hairline's very challenged, and you don't even own a comb, Mr. Hawes. I think your ears must get quite cold.
You're a vile one, Mr. Jim. You have burn marks on your thumbs. You have all the wimpy babiness of a dirty diapered child, Mr. Jim. Given the choice between the two of you, I'd take the dirty diaper child.
You're a cheap one, Mr. Hawes. I never see you spend a dime. Your pockets just don't open and your wallet's out of line, Mr. Hawes. In my estimation, you're the only person who can go to dinner and come back with more money than he left with.
You're just rotten, Mr. Jim. You're the king of winning, not. Your hearts are road-killed rabbits splotched with rubber tire spots, Mr. Jim. Your soul is an appalling dump heap overflowing with the most disgraceful assortment of deplorable rubbish imaginable. Mangled up and tangled up knots.
I didn't realize how long this was.
Yeah.
You're so gassy, Mr. Hawes. I see you polluting all the time. You must eat nothing but bean burritos with a chaser of turpentine, Mr. Hawes. The three words that best describe you are as follows, and I quote: stink, stank, stunk.
Yeah, so there.
Oh my God. Jesus.
Oh yeah, and we will never play "The Baby It's Cold Outside" that we did.
No,
that is
no,
not fit
that
for
was
air.
that baby. It's cold outside. Probably would have gotten us banned. That would have gotten us removed from so many radio stations.
Yeah,
that was bad.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
I just love it. Everybody's like, oh my God, this is the best. It's like everybody's talking about how they got to hang out with us. Trust me. I mean, this is nothing. If you were around us during some of this crap, we've always done some really stupid, well, not even stupid, just funny crap, man.
Just fun stuff. Yeah.
Slow clap
Mariah
to a standing ovation, my new favorite holiday song. You know, it's going to be showing up now.
It's going to be what?
It's going to be showing up everywhere now.
We just hope it doesn't get us a copyright strike having playing it on here.
Yeah, we'll be seeing it. Yeah, we might get a copyright strike, and
the channel will be gone tomorrow.
Yeah, they won't let us go live anymore.
Yeah, I know. It happens.
Oh my God. No, it's Splendor saying play the baby. No, we're not doing that one.
No.
Because that one would get us I mean, especially now with cancel culture, way in hell. I mean, when we created it, we're like, we can never air this, man. We can never air this. It was like, oh my gosh, no, we will never be allowed on radio again. So you guys are awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Thanks for putting up with that. And then funny, we're like, how rude can we be to each other as we write our lyrics?
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, we want to say thank you so much for joining, and thanks for hanging out with us. And thanks for honestly making the page such a success. We've been loving what we're doing, just having a blast with it. And we've got a lot of great things coming up, and we have some international investigations too that we're going to be doing soon.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say too much about that, but I mean, we do. And we're going to be heading out of the U.S. and checking out some places in the upcoming. And honestly, we're going to put something together where we might try to do a live for next Halloween.
That'd be so cool. That would be so cool.
You heard it.
And
here.
there's so many great places that we've investigated just in the few months we've been doing this that we're like, this would be great to do live on a Halloween. So we've got a lot of great choices that we can look at, and that'd be so awesome.
And we're going to be checking out a place in a couple weeks where is a very possible potential for us doing a live.
Right.
So, and that would be great. So then we could get a bunch of people, and it won't just be a live hour or 2 hours. No, we're talking about doing like a 24-hour live where we're going to have, it's going to be us, it's going to be a couple different teams. And, while some people are sleeping, other teams will be going. So we'll be checking out a place straight for like 24 hours.
Yeah, I think it's going to be phenomenal if we can pull it together, which I hope we can. And like you said, Jay, we'll bring some other people in. We'll have other perspective, other teams doing it their way, and we'll do a live 24-hour ghost hunt. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I think and people in chat will be able to participate and offer guidance and questions and help, and I think it'll be awesome.
Yeah. So again, we want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in and hung out with us for tonight. I mean, I know there's still 1,700 you just on YouTube, and that's not even Facebook and the other places. So I think there's like total of 6,000 people watching. So thank you so much for everything. You guys are awesome. We love you. Much love from us to you. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We got some great investigations coming up. So tune in, and we'll catch you all soon. Keep it real, and on to the next.
Thanks, everybody.